Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. In this video, I want us to have a look at some remarks made by Treasury CS, for the remarks are going to inform the basis of our analysis right now. NGCDF will be released as soon as government has enough funds. At the moment, we are not getting taxes as required, and the government is having challenges paying salaries. So please bear with us. We are working around the clock to make things work. Those remarks were made today by CS Treasury Njuguna Ndung'U. And he's saying that the government as of now has no funds because Kenyans are not paying taxes. And he goes ahead to say government has some problems in paying of salaries. I feel that's very interesting because William Ruto recently has been very loud saying his government has stabilized the economy. How comes now that a stable economy cannot afford to pay salaries? How comes? What are the games going on here? I want us to put these remarks into perspective. I don't want to dwell more on the legality of CDF, but I want to put those remarks into context for Kenyans to understand the games being played here. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. Let me start by saying this. Kenyans are being taken for granted here. Some few individuals in this government are milking Kenyans dry. They are living large at the expense of the majority poor Kenyans. It's hardly 2 weeks. We saw William Ruto wearing a belt worth over 400,000 Kenya shillings. Kipchumba Murkomen has been spotted wearing a wristwatch worth millions of Kenyan shillings. The same people told us they inherited empty coffers. But if you look at their lifestyle speaks something contrary from what they've been telling other Kenyans. It's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, that CS Treasury is saying they are finding it difficult to pay salaries. Which salaries? A few weeks ago, the controller of budget, Margaret Nyakango, dropped a bombshell that most of these salaries have been tripled. They have been inflated, but in actual sense, the office holders are just getting a fraction of the inflated salaries. The inflated amounts are being pocketed by some rogue elements in this government. So which salary is this cabinet secretary referring to? Is it the inflated figures or is it the actual salary for the government's employees? Which salaries is this CS talking about? Because from the look of things, we now have two sets of salaries. We have the inflated one and the actual one employees are being paid. I'm seeing all this as just a government trying to run away from its responsibility, a government that has failed to deliver, a government that is just trying to find excuses. Kenyans are not paying taxes. Since independence, there is no government that has taxed Kenyans the way this government has done. And by saying Kenyans are not paying taxes, it's highly possible that either this government wants to add more taxes or they want to start harassing Kenyans on these taxes. And that also spells doom for Kenyans. This government has no mercy and it will continue pushing Kenyans to the wall. Kenyans have not yet seen enough. More surprises are still coming. William Ruto's government, in my honest opinion, is coming out as being very, very insensitive to the plight of a majority Kenyans. Besides that, corruption in this government is actually reaching some alarming levels. All these are the factors contributing to why this government maybe does not have money. Corruption. A few individuals are benefiting at the expense of the majority. We were told that 17 billion Kenya shillings was withdrawn from the consolidated fund without Parliament's approval and without the control of budget's approval. Where did that money go? 17 billion Kenya shillings that could have really helped in actually making the government even pay the salaries. It could have played a very big part and even in this CDF thing. So we are just seeing a government that is clueless, a government that does not care about a majority poor Kenyans. And that's why I still maintain that for Kenyans to save themselves, they must exercise their democratically given rights to protest and to demonstrate. This is a government that only understands the language of demonstrations. And I'm saying that because members of parliament, all these elected leaders, have been compromised. They are now singing the government's tune, so they cannot speak on behalf of the people. They can't bring an impeachment motion against William Ruto because from where I sit, William Ruto ought to have been impeached long time ago. He's still just in office courtesy to the compromised elected leaders. So even the leaders are not serving the interests of Kenyans. And that's why it's very important that as Kenyans go to the next election, they have to be very, very careful on the type of leaders they elect. And the first trait to look for is the integrity of a leader. A leader without integrity will easily be compromised because they are in politics for their own personal gains. Look at a leader's integrity, right from the top to bottom. And again, Kenyans should not allow themselves to be cheated again because Kenya Kwanza is very good when it comes to lies. William Ruto has just been playing with Kenyan psychology. Today is saying that I've stabilized the economy. Tomorrow is saying a completely different thing. So you are seeing a government that is just there to exploit poor Kenyans. The remarks by the CS just confirms that cluelessness of the Kenya Kwanza government. They are very naive when it comes to governance. Let me stop it there for now. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. To all those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya.